All right, happy Wednesday, happy March 11th. What is this notification? All right. Look, so we're gonna talk about today's trade recap. We're gonna talk about today's setup. Unlike majority of the typical and traditional trade recaps, I want to talk from this. I want to talk about today's setup on NAS and US 30 as well. It was pretty. Oh, I didn't save. Fuck. Yeah, I remember I was looking for a tap there. Um, Oh man, see that's the thing I love about US 30. It's so easy to to. I mean, sometimes it's actually easier to analyze. The only thing I think that you would have to accept on US 30 is that you would have a massive stop loss. I mean, that one wicks. That looks like 3 wicks plus body, wick plus body. Zoom. I can't see shit. That wick, perfect wick. So what is that from the bottom of the rectangle? Basically 682 to 746. That's a nasty. So what is that? I'll just 70 points of a stop loss, right? So that's the thing I absolutely cannot deal with. Just a thought of it makes me sick. I mean, most of my trades are not even 70 pointers in profit. So especially when you're not trading the best and you have to accept a stop loss like that before even entering a trade. No, you already have a really strongly heavily negative RR. So, but I mean, this would US 30, it's very capable of giving you 1-1. And I'm saying 1-1 only because if you have stop losses like this, they're always gonna give you 50, 60 plus points, right? But risking 70 points to make 100 points, which is basically what I had caught this morning. I actually caught it like my entry was a little bit delayed. So, it's with US 30 you gotta be patient, but she definitely works out. So clear. I mean, if we just talk about this, right? So obviously came down, came up, came down, came up, came down, came up, double body, came up, dropped, double body. So it makes sense. But the only thing is, I actually did not want to basically see it. Once at market opening, she came back up to the top here. I was like, and then as soon as she came down, that's immediately when I luckily I did put a sell stop, so she got filled in and just instant. So if you use, and it is a huge tip too, if you use stops, buy stops, sell stops, there's minimal space for drawdown because as you get filled, I mean, if you're good with your analysis, right? If you put your order as a stop, you get filled and you should directly and almost immediately go straight to your TP. Or you should be in the money. That's like how I like to put it, because then once I'm in the money, I get to basically adjust my stop loss to break even or to secure some profit. So today's setup on US 30, honestly, really simple. I mean, again, if I just show you guys, it just can't get easier than this. But had the trade gone against me, had I entered, I mean, I would have been probably 30 points, 60 points in drawdown. Actually, I'm doing the wrong candle, so it would have been this one. Had I entered, it would have been 25, 30 points in drawdown. That's exactly what I thought. So you gotta be very picky. If you're a new trader, you don't know what you're doing, US 30 is literally your enemy. Just and I'm using the same chart now as NAS 100. On NAS 100, I love Tradu. US 30, I don't think Tradu is the best. I actually think Black Bull or Capital Markets, Capital.com is the two best indice brokers for this. Here, another thing too, right? So we're gonna talk about NAS. I'm gonna talk about my charts. I'm gonna help you understand what type of chart you choose is so crucial. If you don't even use appropriate or eligible charts, I just think, and everybody on YouTube is posting losing streaks, massive losing streaks, 9-day losing streaks. Blew my funded, blew my eval. Oh my god! Somebody said they blew 3 evals today in the same hour. How does that happen? How do you even get approved? I mean, how do you buy an eval and you have well, you get your credentials in the email and you're able to trade it right away. So how does he blow 3? Anyways, I'm gonna rewind it. Really simple trade here too. Actually, I'm really proud of the way I saw today's trade. So, I like to always zoom out, right? So I like to just zoom out, go like that, and I like to make my charts kind of look like a 90-degree, right? So I wanted to see it kind of cubed up, if that makes sense, right? So I don't know how else to say it, but it's like it's cubed up like a 90-degree angle. It's a little math. Anyways, looking over here, really the same concept, right? So came up, came down, came up, came down, came up, came down, but I saw wicks, came back up, double top, and then I saw pre-market that we came like that. It was a 6 to 615 candle, so I was like, okay, could definitely be seeing something right here. Look to the left. I mean, now I see it, but honestly, I didn't notice the clarity of it in much depth. However, I did notice that we had something. Yeah, I did. I put it right there. So I noticed that, right? But now you have to look, and this is exactly how you can understand whether support is holding true support or if it's gonna flip support to resistance. In this case, what was once resistance flipped it to support. Now here's the thing, right? You gotta really see these things. Obviously you see the wicks over here had to put it down here. Probably would be a little bit more fitting, but then over here that says a little bit to the top, right? So this is why you need exact charts. You look over here to the left, you see it perfectly bounces off of here. Double top, 2 wicks, almost that little crack before this candle pushed back up and broke it. Yes, it was resistance. That wick, where the wicks are, it shows that it couldn't close there. That's why it means it's weak. It shows a weak link. In other words, I like to say weakness, right? So it displays weakness to the top. But here's the thing: you have to look at basically where the wicks are basically touching your support or resistance zone. So in this case, what it means, and just looking over here, looking at this one, look at this candle, look at these two candles, look at this candle. So this is why I use my rectangle. What did I do? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? Geo, rotated rectangle. That's retarded. So we already know there's something going on right here, but we don't know if it's gonna be resistance. We don't know if it's gonna be support. We don't know which way it's holding. So you have to look at where the wicks are immediately touching it. So you see these two, I know my cursor's now on it as I'm dragging my rectangle, but you see basically these two let me just delete. You see how both of these two candles, that candle, again, I'm just going back, that candle, this red candle right here. There's one more that gave me confirmation. It was this one. Was it that one? It was that one. It was this one. Looking at all of them, it makes sense that we're actually holding this for this, right? So I want to basically say I use the wicks to the body as my stop loss. So basically the wicks was saying that, hey, we came 1, 2, came back up 3, news broke, but then the body closed right here. So this is exactly why you have to understand wicks show weakness, that it couldn't close there, but then she come back way up, and then it looks like, she could easily say that, hey, I want to do this, and now I want to break it, because we didn't break it because of news, right? I mean, where the body closes, that's exactly where it shows that it broke. Now I'm going to do you guys a huge solid, a huge solid. So that, let me just show you guys straight from, I don't know why my NAS chart saved only, not my US 30. So this is exactly what was my setup, not this one. This was a reversal I tried to catch, but I caught 2 buys. If we're just going to go replay again, um, show you guys on a 1 minute time frame. And times like this, and I will admit it, is when the 1 minute or smaller time frames can show you retracement for entry purposes. However, look at this, right? So of course, um, this blue line and this over here should be the same, by the way. I just, I mean, I kind of rushed it. But anyways, as soon as we broke it, we immediately retested 623. I think I got my entry right here. Immediately ran up, and next thing you know, I mean, luckily, I was kind of scared over here that we could easily come back. I did not adjust my stop loss at this time, even though I just thought it would have been. I was kind of contemplating that, but I wanted to honestly risk it a little bit more just because I had extremely de-risked, right? And plus I was trying my own broker. So anyways, so we immediately ran up, and then what was weird is that we're holding here, which kind of at the time seemed like a perfect reversal for it to come back down, just to retest, maybe come back down here. Then I wanted to basically see basically the second push back up, right? Because sometimes we get those, but lately the market hasn't really been giving you time for a retest. It really hasn't been giving you opportunities. So a lot of people basically trade breakouts. This is why breakouts are extremely not really effective in these type of markets. Now you can blame it on the markets, but you gotta do what you gotta do. If you have a mortgage, if you make day trading your full thing, your full-time gig, if you will, your only income, right? Your only job, if you will, job, source of income, then you're probably getting hammered, because this past almost 3 weeks hasn't really been the best optimization for entry purposes for breakouts. All right, so you have to trade exactly. You have to first of all learn how to read the charts, and then you have to understand exactly where to go. Now, looking for the reversal, I did want to basically see it touch right here, but here's the thing, and this is why you, at the same time, you don't want to look at the 1 minute time frame, because you get all these FOMOs. Now look, it took a long time. See, long time, right? Funny enough, I caught a buy right here. It went a little bit lower than what I wanted, so I entered off the red candle. It was, I mean, I didn't want to risk even quarter of what profit I made off of this, but I did want to just try to trade it. It panned out perfectly, but I did exit right here. It was somewhere probably either the body of this green candle or maybe the wick of the next candle, the red candle. So amazing trades from both US 30 and NAS. Now here's the thing. Now let me go on this chart, show you for all the future traders, you don't have a chance of being profitable. I'm sorry, but it's just because of your charts. You don't. I'm not here to curse nobody. I want everybody to win, but you don't have a chance at succeeding because your charts are all fucked up. It's faulty. Now, I don't think this chart was horrible per se. It's my first time glancing at it, at least for today. But because you still have to understand how to read it, right? So, but it definitely did change it, right? Just this part itself is already very different than this, right? Very different already. So NQ, it was at CME. Okay, so we came down, curved back up, came down, came up, came down, came up again. But you see, like, if I put a line there, you see how this candle, the wick is a little bit higher. They're not exactly proportionate. They're not at the same level. Now, if you look at basically my chart, again, love this chart. I love this chart. Can you see how basically both of these wicks are the same exact level? If you zoom in, if you want your charts big, like most of you guys love doing this and love zooming in, yeah, you're gonna basically see that, even then they're really, really close. But even then, there's gonna be like a point or two of a difference, right? That's fine. That's exactly why I like my charts extremely zoomed out. That way I can see everything, because you truly do need to see all this data to the left. That's what should base your confidence. I mean, determine the base of your confidence, right? So but you can't say that with these two wicks, because look, if you put a wick over there, sure, you got the wick, you got the body of that one, but how about the body of this one, and where's the wick of that one? And then, okay, forget it. Say you're able to understand it over here. How about over here? You have no wicks telling you, I mean, besides for one, but maybe two, three. But you look over here, actually today was not that bad of a setup on with this broker, that's being brutally honest. But still, I had a lot more confirmations with this one, right? Again, again. Two over here, two over there, 3, 4, 5, 6, both of the bodies, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 by the wicks, 17 by the wicks, 18 by the wicks. I mean, this was a little bit choppy part for me, but definitely made it easier. And saying that we had this huge wick, 20. So I had 20 confirmations. 20 confirmations is because of how accurate this chart is. You go over here, and I mean, sure enough, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you have you do have 5 confirmations over there. 6. I'm gonna count this. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. But then this part makes it really messy on this broker. So 13 mid confirmations, not really the best. I mean, over here it's pretty straightforward, to be brutally honest. Even I would have been able to see that, got it with this broker. But 13 decent, 13 mid confirmations versus 20 confirmations. And keep in mind, I could have zoomed out, I could have seen even more, right? So could have been, I mean, easily I could see that wick over there, I could see the double top over there, I could see all these wicks over here. Basically, once we broke it, then we wicked, gone up, right? So I can easily say 25 to 30 confirmations is right. As I zoom on, look, it keeps going more out, right? Look, right? With this broker, with this chart, it's not super bad, but it definitely makes a huge impact and difference for your duration with charting and trading. So all I wanted to say, guys, that's all I wanted to say, I promise. But really, if you're serious about your trading, NAS 100, I mean, here's the thing. NAS 100 futures is operated by the U.S. A lot of people know this. From the stock markets to literally everything, every stock, every market with the U.S., there's manipulation. So of course, I hate to be that asshole, but if you're trusting the U.S., or if you're trusting anything from the U.S. that's deemed as some source of manipulation, you're kind of already set for failure from the start, right? So go to indices, right? I know a lot of people would say charting purposes, these are CFDs. CFDs are more so based on the rules and regulations of the brokerage, not for charting purposes. So you either have true indices or you have futures that you're trading, right? So I put NAS 100. You see my favorite broker, my favorite chart. It's an indice, guys. It's under indices, not CFDs. A lot of you guys get so booty tickled by that. But hope this video helped a lot for mental clarity. First day I tried my broker, really proud. Honestly, had I been trading my small account, or most definitely my big account, I would have cut the trade pretty early, and I would have adjusted my stop loss to 3, 4, 5 points above my entry. But the setup today was actually pretty clean, really clean. Thing about it is that it was pretty fast, right? It was this candle right here. When it broke it, retested it, it was pretty fast. So all right, guys, peace, love, and cheers. Thank you.